review and updating. To remain relevant, we must all embrace a culture of adaptability, of continuous learning, unlearning, and relearning, and we must be willing to renew ourselves to meet emerging challenges. This is the mindset we need to build a responsive, relevant, and resilient 21st century public service. This is why the government of Kenya is firmly committed to the sustained upskilling and upgrading and renewal of our public service. We are unwavering in our resolve to build a public service that is fit for purpose, that is modern, ethical, agile, efficient, and responsive to the evolving needs of our citizens. It is the reason why, when it was brought to my attention that we have close to 800 officers who have served for close to 7, 8, some of them 9 years without this training, I instructed the ministry to provide the resources so that this training can take place. I know that many of you have waited longer than you should. This training ordinarily is supposed to happen within your first 2 or 3 years of service. Unfortunately, for many of you, it has taken longer. And it is the reason why I did ask the Ministry of Interior to provide the resources for that training to happen, because it is the means by which we sharpen the tools that we use in the service of our nation. The Diploma in Public Administration course is a key component of this broader strategy. You, the graduating class of 2025, are the foundation of transformation. Today, we celebrate the successful graduation of 802 officers who, through rigorous training, have developed critical competencies in public policy, leadership, ethics, governance, and citizen-centered service. I agree with the CS that the Ngao officers are a complete different lot of people from what the provincial administration was. Centered on service, respecting the Constitution and the law, and serving the people of Kenya in coordinating Ladies and gentlemen, the National Government Administration Officers structure, from the regional commissioners to assistant chiefs and village elders, is one of the most dynamic, effective, and far-reaching arms of government. You are the connective tissue between the state and its citizens, and you are the face of government in every village, town, and county across Kenya. You know, I sometimes, when traveling across the country, I come across a signboard, Office of the President. And sometimes I wonder whether I have an office there. But I know those are the offices you and many on this structure occupy. And therefore, I am very proud that I have found time to come and engage you on this very important and significant graduation ceremony as you journey through your public service life. Today, you are graduating as SCCs. But the future is broad, wide, and bright for those of you who will live by the tenets and principles of the law and the Constitution. As you have heard from my officer, the Deputy Head of Public Service, the future is open. You are SCCs today, you will be DCCs tomorrow, you will be county commissioners, you will climb the ranks, become principal administrative officers, become principal secretaries, become cabinet secretaries, and the future is open. I have every confidence in the ability of this cohort of officers in our administration to lead and to guide the transformation of our country. National government administration officers are a key pillar of our national security and stability. You play a vital role in coordinating government development programs, ensuring implementation at the grassroots, and maintaining peace within our communities. The bottom-up economic transformation agenda focuses on empowering ordinary citizens, farmers, women at the grassroots, mama mbogas, the border people, and you are the frontline champions of this empowerment. When you register farmers for fertilizer subsidy program, when you register citizens on our Climate Works program, when you participate in ensuring that our students go to school and every child finds their way to school, when you participate in our housing program mobilization, when you participate in making sure that we take care of our environment, when you participate in the many aspects, including registration of citizens on our health platforms, you contribute meaningfully to the transformation of our nation. This is why our production today in agriculture has increased by 50%. I was very proud. An exercise that would have costed us billions of shillings in registering farmers. In fact, we had been given a quotation that was in billions to register farmers. But members of Ngao, and we had been told it was going to take a year. Members of Ngao completed the registration of farmers in 1 month without a penny. That is how effective Ngao officers are in matters public service. I must say thank you very much. You made my work very easy. By registering farmers, now we can issue fertilizer vouchers, eliminate corruption, eliminate pilferage, make sure that we are much more effective in the delivery of government programs. And as a result of the efficiency and the incorruptible delivery of fertilizer to farmers, our sugarcane has increased by 70%. Our tea production has gone up. Our coffee production has gone up. Our maize production has gone up. And we have reduced food imports by 50%. And therefore, I must commend you for what you're doing. You may not know the impact you're making. I can tell you from where I sit that you're making tremendous impact in the lives of citizens and in the progress of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, I acknowledge and commend the many milestones achieved under the leadership of the Ministry of Interior and national government administration over the past 3 years. This includes the registration, as I have said, of 6.4 million farmers for the fertilizer subsidy program, transition to junior and secondary school, increased enrollment in technical training colleges, registration of 1.2 million Inua Jamii beneficiaries, and the secure administration of national examinations, including KCPE, KPSEA, and KCSE. Other success stories have been in the mass mobilization of Social Health Authority registration, with over 23 million Kenyans enrolled to date, and the general coordination of national policies, projects, and programs. Has enrolled 142,000 national government administration officers under the comprehensive medical cover. So far, Kenya shillings 1.5 billion has been disbursed, with 1.9 billion set aside for pending claims. A healthy public servant is the cornerstone of an efficient public service. And we remain committed to protecting your health and dignity. To extend upskilling and training to every level of national government administration, more targeted initiatives are being rolled out. I am aware of a plan underway to induct chiefs and assistant chiefs into a security management course targeting 8,000 officers. This program will strengthen their capacity in leadership, dispute resolution, and local governance, pillars that are essential for peace and development at the grassroots in our entire country. Similarly, the Ministry of Interior and National Government Administration has finalized a policy framework to define the role of village administration elders, and this policy will formalize and decentralize national government functions to the village level, making service delivery more efficient, more inclusive, accessible, and community-based. The recognition of village administrative officers will be instrumental in bridging the last mile of governance and enhancing accountability at the grassroots, because I believe very strongly that development must be anchored on locally developed priorities. And national government administrative officers at that lower level become anchors and become focal points for developing development priorities. To truly modernize public service, we must embrace innovation. In a world where citizens expect fast, seamless, and transparent services, we must leverage digital tools, including artificial intelligence, to deliver our mandate. A prime example is the Automated Reporting Management Information System developed by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration and showcased during the 2025 Annual Public Service Week. Developed through peer review and successfully pivoted in Nairobi and the Central Region, ARMIS replaces inefficient manual reporting with real-time, secure, and efficient, and even offline data collection. It has already improved accuracy, responsiveness, and transparency in public service and public administration. We will roll out this system nationwide and explore its application in other sectors. I want to especially recognize Madam Mary Kanini David, Senior Assistant Secretary, for her innovation and leadership in developing the platform. This homegrown solution addresses gaps in previous systems and rightly won second place in the National Innovation Competition. She's right there. Mpigieni makofi jameni. Thank you very much, Madam. It will now be showcased at the Africa-wide innovation exhibition in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia later this month, marking a proud moment for Kenya and a testament to the power of local solutions. As I conclude, allow me to say a couple of things. The CS Interior has already made a passionate plea on some of the issues. He was actually bordering on being a member of the trade union. Let me agree that for the officers who did not complete their course in paramilitary training, maybe it was supposed to be a training of 3 months, I'm told, but some of them did not do the 3 months. That course, for those officers, we will provide the resources to make sure that they complete their course. I am also informed that 128 officers were not promoted on account of age when their colleagues were promoted. After this training, all of them should now be promoted to catch up with their colleagues who were promoted then. I am also informed that we have 300 officers in the field who did not manage to join this course on account of availability or other reasons. I am asking the Ministry of Interior to liaise with my office so that we can provide the necessary resources to make sure the other 300 officers who have not been trained the way you have should join this training this year. Also, we are undertaking, I said in the meeting that I was in earlier, we have already deployed close to 9 billion shillings in the modernization program for our police force. It was my instruction to the ministry that as we modernize the equipment, transport, facilities for our security agencies, national government administration officers should be included. They shouldn't be left behind. And therefore, we are going to look at some of the vehicles that we are acquiring for the police, that alongside the vehicles for the police will also be vehicles for our national government administration officers. I'm asking the ministry to fast track the procurement so that these equipment and materials and transport will be available for our officers. Finally, I want to make, I agree that I know the officers in the national government administration space want an engagement with me, but I also want an engagement with them. Yes. Nasikia mko na maneno ya kuniambia, na hata mimi niko na maneno ya kuwaambia. So nitapanga hiyo mkutano, ndio tukutane, ndio mseme na mimi niseme, so that we can build this together. But I must commend you. I must say this, that the patriotism you demonstrate, the commitment to national development that I see in officers who make huge sacrifices, working in different stations across Kenya. It is not ordinary. It is not something to be taken for granted. You have my support. You have my commitment that we will continue to look at what we can do to make it possible for you to serve the nation better. Allow me to ask you on two assignments that I have as president. Those two assignments that I have, one is the unity of the people of Kenya. There is no cohort of public officers that understand the unity of the nation better than yourselves. You serve in different places, serving different communities, serving different regions. You appreciate how important it is for us to be together as a nation. As president, it is my responsibility that this nation is united, that all the communities work together, that all regions come together, that this nation becomes progressive together and no community or region is left behind. I am asking you as Ngao officers to assist me in putting this nation together. It is the assignment I have, na niseme nirudie kwamba mambo mawili ya muhimu kwangu ni umoja wa taifa letu la Kenya, kuhakikisha ya kwamba hakuna jamii ama sehemu ya Kenya inabaki nyuma. Tunatembea kwa pamoja na maendeleo katika taifa letu la Kenya inafika kila kona ya taifa letu la Kenya. Na wauliza kama officers, training mshapata, kuelewa, mnaelewa umoja wa taifa na umuhimu wake. Mimi nawauliza, jameni, tusaidiane kuweka taifa letu pamoja. The second assignment I am asking of you is to assist me in transforming Kenya. Our transformation has been delayed for a very long time. And to transform a nation requires leaders who have the courage to make transformative decisions. We are transforming this nation in very significant ways, and I want to ask you to work with me and to work with this administration so that we can transform, for example, our agriculture. It is necessary for us to transform our agriculture. It is the reason why we are reforming the sugar sector, we are reforming the cooperative sector, the tea sector, the coffee sector. We are reforming our agriculture so that it can provide better productivity for us to achieve food security, to create more jobs for people in the agro-processing and value addition space, and to give us more products for export so that we can grow our economy and reduce poverty in our nation. The interventions in that space require dedicated public servants like yourselves. You have assisted me in the registration of farmers. I truly appreciate it. It is making a world of a difference. We need to reform the coffee sector. We still have challenges with the cooperative sector. I need your support so that we can reform the cooperative sector. We are shortly passing the law in Parliament to help in making sure that we improve on the governance of our cooperative sector. You, being the people at the grassroots, you can work with us to make sure that we achieve that. We are undertaking a phenomenal transformation of our education sector. That transformation includes bringing on board more teachers, and I'm very happy that by January next year, we will have hired 100,000 new teachers. We are building more classrooms 23,000 classrooms have been built over the last 3 years, working with NGCDF and other development partners. We are reforming the funding of education to make sure that it is sensitive to children from poor families, so that we leave no child behind in our education system, because education is not just an equalizer. Education is the greatest empowerment any family, society, or nation can confer on its citizens. And we want it not to leave anyone behind, any child behind. As we do that, you have the responsibility to give us information on where we have gaps in schools, where we have gaps in development of infrastructure, where we have gaps in education, in laboratory development, in children who are not going to school. I was, working with the people in Nairobi. Sometimes people think that the capital city has all what it takes. In fact, for your information, more children are not in school in Nairobi than in other parts of the country, especially in our informal settlements. And it is the reason why I am working with the members of parliament in this county to make sure that we develop schools in our informal settlements. I'm asking you to work with me and assist me in creating awareness around health and the delivery of health, so that we can eliminate the myths and rumors and falsehoods and fake news and misinformation that is churned out by social media and others, so that we can better focus our citizens on delivery of health. I'm very happy that with the support of Ngao officers and leaders across the board, we are now mobilizing citizens towards registration. From a registration of 7 million people in NHIF, we now have a registration of 23 million citizens in SHA, and the numbers are growing by 60, 70,000 every day. And the testimonials on what SHA is doing to citizens paying their bills is all out there. It is my commitment that we will finally have a health infrastructure where no citizen is going to sell their land or their livestock or their property to pay hospital bills, that each and every one of us, irrespective of our financial status, can have access to health paid for by the collective of the people of Kenya through our social health insurance. I also am asking you as officers in the field to work with us in our environmental program, in greening Kenya. I think it's a responsibility that each one and every one of us must make it personal to you and ensure that we continuously green every space that is available. One of you has mentioned here what we are doing with climate works. Already, you are aware, we have opened the portal for young people to register. We are going to onboard 100,000 young people on climate works to begin on 1st of July. The registration is going on. I'm asking you to work with us in the identification, in mobilizing citizens, and in supporting what the young people will be doing under the climate works arrangement. You heard me also announce during Madaraka that with the World Bank, we are also identifying another 800,000 young people who are doing small businesses, so that we can train them, we can empower them, and 100,000 of them, 110,000 to be exact, 70 from every ward, 70 young people and women with businesses, small businesses. We want your assistance to identify them because we want to facilitate each and every one of them with 50,000 shillings to improve their business and to also train them to do their business better. Just for numbers, 70,000 per ward. It is your responsibility to work with us to make sure that we identify the right people so that they come from the localities they claim to come from and they are doing what we are told they are doing. As somebody else said here earlier, the fiber optic footprint in Kenya does not cover many areas. We are undertaking a robust program between the Ministry of ICT and the Ministry of Energy. We are now using the Kenya Power lines to deliver internet. I know we did this before differently, and it is our intention to deliver internet to every ward so that we can cover what the county commissioner was saying. And there is an ongoing program supported by the CA, Communication Authority, and the World Bank and other development partners. My request to you is that we have already agreed with members of parliament that there will be an ICT hub in every ward so that we can mobilize young people around the ICT hubs so that we can train them. We're going to provide internet, we're going to provide electricity, we're going to provide teachers. It is also part of your responsibility to make sure that these ICT hubs are working seamlessly and we are training more and more young people as we support the employment on digital jobs of the young people of our country. Let me also ask you that we have a big program with the Ministry of Diaspora, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora, working with the Ministry of Labor, where we have young people who are joining the global workforce. That global workforce, you have a responsibility to inform, to support, and maybe the day we find some moments to share, I will bring the people concerned so that you can assist more young people to join the global workforce. Over the last 2 years, 400,000 young people from Kenya have joined the global workforce. And that is why if you look at our remittances, they have gone up from $4 billion to close to $5 billion. So again, we want you to assist us to mobilize young people in your localities so that they can be onboarded on what we call Kazi Maju. Let me also say this, that our housing program is underway to complete with markets and hostels. Again, we want you to mobilize support for these programs, especially the young people who are working there, and also work with us in making sure that we have the correct beneficiaries of these facilities and markets. As the minister has said, we have agreed that as we roll out the program of housing, we must also have a standardized office block for our administration officers so that it becomes easy for us to roll it out. We know how much it costs and all the other things that go with it. So this is my request to you, to support me on one, matters national unity, and secondly, on pushing the transformation of our nation in all its aspects, because we owe it to the people of Kenya, and I am committed to take the necessary decisions to transform our nation. As I conclude, I urge you to apply the knowledge and skills you have acquired in service to the people of Kenya. Serve with diligence, integrity, and a steadfast commitment to the public good. As public officials, you hold positions of immense trust and responsibility. Citizens look to you not just to implement policy, but to uphold justice, fairness, and the rule of law in each and every aspect of your interaction. Never forget that a single lapse in judgment or abuse of authority can have far-reaching consequences. When trust in public institutions is broken, whether through corruption, abuse of power, or neglect of duty, it can erode social cohesion and threaten national stability. Let your conduct inspire confidence, trust, and respect. Be the kind of public servant whose actions reinforce the legitimacy of government, uphold the dignity of the state, and strengthen the bond between citizens, government, and their leaders. Thank you very much. My very best wishes to all of you as you progress in your careers, and see you soon. Asanteni sana.